We were lucky enough to see Ice Nine Kills play both of their hit horror movie themed albums during a 2-night event in Stuttgart, Germany. This video will go over night 2, where they played their 2021 album, The Silver Scream 2, Welcome to Horrorwood. If you are interested in how night 1 went, there is going to be a link in the description below. The opener was Takes Two, who also opened for the first night. They were good, but I think having them again was just bad event planning. And seeing the same opening band just isn't fun. On night 1, the vocalists even made some jokes that they would have to change up some songs for night 2, but they didn't do that. They just changed the order of the songs they played. Time to talk about the headliner though. Since they played Welcome to Horrorwood in its entirety, the set list was just the track list of the album, and they opened with self-titled track Welcome to Horrorwood. It was an interesting intro once the song picked up and they pulled off some impressive harmonies. Also, fun fact, this song is not about a horror movie.
Piled up and left to rot. So how's this for an establisher shot?
They followed it with a Rush Decision, which is about movie Cabin Fever. On this song, I noticed that the sound was better than it was the previous night. Not substantially, but better. I also noticed that the singing wasn't as pitchy, and I was really into this performance. I could hear the guitars a lot better too. I think the bass was a bit too loud still. Then they went into Assault and Batters, which is about the 80s horror movie Child's Play. They absolutely killed the song. It sounded good, and the stage presence was also entertaining. Spencer Charnas, the lead vocalist, wore a burned Chucky mask the whole time, and the lead guitarist, Dan Sugar, played the rocking guitar solo. Afterwards, they played one of my favorites, the shower scene, which is about Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. I adored this performance. The vocals sounded pretty good. And the breakdown was spectacular. They reenacted the shower stabbing scene from the movie, and it was pretty entertaining. From where we were standing, you couldn't even see the actress sneak off stage. The shower scene! Then they played Funeral Derangements, which is about Pet Sematary, and as you can guess, the prop for this one was a shovel. It followed by Rainy Day, which is about the 2000s Resident Evil movie. The stage performers did a pretty good job. I loved how they acted out the zombie chase scenes. The vocals sounded pretty good and screams included. The next song was Hip to Be Scared. And I used to not like this song, but after watching the movie it's based on American Psycho, I understand it a bit better. My only complaint was that the talking section in the middle was a bit weird because it started with Spencer doing it live, but it kind of was tough to hear him, and then it switched to a backing track. However, the breakdown was pretty satisfying. Spencer asked a guy throughout it, and he tossed his severed head around afterwards. The harmonies on the chorus were also perfect. Then they played Take Your Pick, which was super heavy. On the studio version, it features Cannibal Corpse's vocalist, and if I'm not mistaken, his parts were played through the backing track. After that, they played The Box, which is about Hellraiser, and Spencer wore a mask with needles in it the whole song, and he looked just like the guy on the poster for the movie. They played it well, but I noticed that Spencer was really pitchy on the third chorus, and the bassist's vocals also sounded a little worn out. Fly followed it, which is about the movie The Fly with Jeff Goldblum. They played it well, except for a couple of rhythm guitar hiccups in the middle, but I was disappointed because for this one there was no Fly costume. And then it was time for Worst Vacation, and since the show was in Germany, this one went over pretty well. The energy in the room was on full blast. This might have been the best song of the night. The movie it's based on technically takes place in Bratislava, Slovakia, but since the bad guys are German, I guess it. The opening 1, 2, 3 Die was a huge crowd pleaser.
Welcome to your final destination, the wonderful city of Bratislava. You wanna take a vacation with us?
The chorus sounded epic, and the outro was insane. The vocalist then limped a guy and threw his arms around the stage at the end of the song. The stage presence was pretty commanding for this one, and then gave us some really good screams. After that, they played Ex Mortis, which is based on Evil Dead. Their stage performer really danced to this one. And then they played Farewell to Flesh, which is about the 1992 movie Candyman. Spencer wore the Candyman's costume, complete with the hook. And it was a pretty good pseudo-closer. I noticed the backing track vocals sounded a little bit weird on the intro, but once song picked up, it sounded great. Joel sang especially well. And since the album is only 47 minutes long, we knew that wasn't really the last song. And again, they had to do this cringy thing when they pretend to walk off stage and then come back for the encore. And like the first night, this time they left for like 20 seconds and then they came back. For the encore, they played an 80s hair metal style song, which I was not familiar with. And then they played their new song, Twisting the Knife. The same female vocalist who did Love Bites with them in Night 1 did McKenna Grace's part. I actually don't really like this song because I think they have some bad auto-tune on the studio version, but I was entertained. They closed with Art of Dying, which is a pretty good closer. You know, because it kind of celebrates being entertained by violence, and they went all out. They showed some pretty gross stuff, and they even swung a baby still attached to an umbilical cord around in the air at the end. Pretty ridiculous. The show was awesome. I was very happy that the sound was better than in Night 1 and the vocal performances were less pitchy, but I still think they need to work on their soft parts because some things didn't really sound good until the songs picked up. I will attribute this one to the sound issues in general. I should also point out that the interludes shown in the screens between songs were also pretty good. They were commercials that were somehow connected to the theme of the song they were about to play next, and some of them were pretty clever. The stage performers did a pretty good job and they added a lot to the show. They gave the term theatercore its true meaning. I would gladly see the show again in a heartbeat. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and I will see you in my next videos. Bye.